So if it's your first time visiting my channel, my name is Sean. I've been living out in Spain now for over 5 years. I live in the southeast of Spain, the Costa Calida, the Murcia region, just outside the lovely town of Mavron, not far from the port. Also, don't forget to check out my playlist. There's loads of videos on there you can watch, guys. Also, please check out my social networks, which is Twitter, Instagram, my Facebook group. You're most welcome to join my Facebook group. I put all the up-to-date information on there, and not forgetting TikTok. Hello everybody. Now I'm trying something a little bit different tonight, so I'm also going to be asking, one, that you can see me. I can see that I am live. I've got 26 in the house. I also want to know about the sound. I've got a couple of things I'm not used to this new setup. The best thing about this, it's free. So I'm going to give it a go and see what of a mess up I can do with it. So I'm going to go straight in as usual with my sort of supporters, and that's obviously the first one's Lobster. Now at the moment, Lobster's doing a really good deal, guys, especially if you're here in Spain. I mean, come on, that's not a bad price. Now I don't bother contacting me, but if you're in the Campusol area, you want a SIM card, I can give you a SIM card, but obviously I don't know, if you want to phone them up and say it's me, you won't get it any cheaper, so just bear that in mind. The other one obviously is Currencies Direct. Now you can mention me there because I do earn a small commission off them, but the reason why I use Currencies Direct, because there's quite a lot of these money exchanges out there at the moment, and they all offer very similar to sort of packages, really, don't they? Can I call it packages when it's my money? But what I like about these guys is they've actually got an office on Campusol. So if I've got a problem, and I've had problems with other ones before where I phoned up, you're just a number. But if you can go in the office there. They can come around your house if you're not sure, if you're not very savvy on the computer and that. And that's why sort of I don't mind recommending Currencies Direct. Because when I first come to campus, I wasn't using them. I was using another company, going fine for a couple of years, and then there was a major problem to do with the bank, and I was just getting fobbed off all the time, and obviously I just wouldn't go anywhere. But with these guys, I can pop in the office, phone them up, whatever, and they deal with it. So that's why I'm recommending these guys. So tonight, oh yeah, before I carry on, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to check what the comments are. So let's have a look. So I got Julie there. I got, hope you, some well, Julie, top lady, fam, good evening, top man. I'll just go through a quick Rob. I've got Chris, the thumbs, top man, starting soon. Yeah, I think because Vodka Dave and that, they come in a little bit earlier before he even went live, but it's always, that's good. He's good. Always best to come in early. Right, so let's go back. Right, Sean at his Sunday best. Top man Keith. I got Ian. Well done as well. I got looking well, son. You're not my dad, you know. Top man Rob, Mad Dave, evening. I got Rob all the way from the US. Top man as well. Rob again. Yes, you can see me. That's the main thing. Sounds good as well. That's another good one. I'm also using a different camera as well, guys. So you can't see my mouth, can you? I've got Peter here. Hi, Sean. Good evening. Can see you. And yeah, that's good. Chris is saying we like free, don't we all? We all love free. Good evening. Yes, you can see good. The sound's getting good. Frank is saying can see ya. Top man. Cheryl can see me as well. Looking good. That's the main thing. Evening says Neil. Right, we got Chris and Lillian in the house. Top people. Check them out. Just got the lobster deal. Well done. Well done. And vodka Dave's it's not on commission as well from me, but yeah, well done, Dave. Can't see you, can't hear you. Fem's giving a thumbs up. Paul's in the house. Oh no, it's miserable. Can't believe that, really. So anyway, hi Sean, top man. It's me here, number one. Well done, Jason. Okay, we've got loads of people popping in. Right, anyway, before I carry on putting the comments up, which I most appreciate, so I'm on it. I'm on with Jim now, top man. I'm gonna go. What it is, I've got to go back to the other thing I was on, and they just knocked him off. Okay, so going back, Coffee Fund, because I did a live show a week ago, I've got nothing in the Coffee Fund. But anyway, no probs. Expat and Mazaron merchandise. Now, if you want a lovely cup there, imagine that in the morning. Now Christmas is coming up. Or you wanted a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. No, maybe not the sweatshirt. T-shirt. Sorry, guys, I only do t-shirts. Then there is a link below this video. But if you're on Campusole and you're here for a couple of weeks, it might be worth just popping in to see me. I can see if I can get hold of a t-shirt for you. Unfortunately, you have to pay for it. So anyway, I've done that bit out of the way. Also, don't forget, I have got a website. I'm still learning on that, but if you want to check out the website, that's fantastic. And it's the www.expatandmazaron, all one word, .com. Right, information sites. Now, guys, I've got some topics tonight I'm going to be talking about. I'm not no official. I'm just picking up information from other people, and it's always best to get professional advice. I'm just putting it out there, but it's always best to get professional advice. Now, what I'm on about is correct information, because there is a lot of misinformation, and I will mention that later on. Because I've had quite a few people sending me some stuff, and I said it's a load of rubbish, but apparently it wasn't a load of rubbish. But anyway, going back to the information sites, a good one here in Spain, and it's free, is the Citizens Advice Spain. You can go on that site, you can download stuff like PDFs and things like that, and I believe you can, if you've got an inquiry or something, they will respond back to you. Another other important one, guys, especially for the UK guys, is the Gov UK site. Now they got three categories. One is living in Spain, which is obviously a pretty important one, really, especially if things change and whatever is going on at the moment. The healthcare is another one, especially if you become of retirement age and you need to get your S1 sorted out. Also, another important one, believe it or not, is check your passport, because you don't want to be stuck anywhere, or your passport's run out, or you have a problem at the border control, whatever. So yeah, they're free things you need to check out on the Gov UK site. Obviously, not forgetting the Spanish Embassy, and obviously here the British Embassy for important information, especially you guys thinking about your any more news about the driving license, which I will mention later on. So, Campusole news. Well, because I chatted to you a week ago or so, not a lot going on. Obviously, on Sunday was an important, not Sunday, on the 11th of the 11th, there was an important service on Campusole Way. I believe the mayor turned up as well. Obviously, it's to do Remembrance Day. And also, not forgetting today as well. I think it was at midday. That was on the Memorial Garden. And also around Campusole, on the other sectors, the gardening groups had put up memorial displays as well, which was fantastic. Unfortunately, I didn't get around to taking any photographs. And they'll still be up for another week or so. So if you're in the area, have a look around, guys. And don't forget, these garden groups are all volunteers. They don't get paid. They put in their own hours, and they do a fantastic job. What I will show now is the new hospital that's coming on Campusole Way. They've finished the main structure. I just put the picture up now. Took it tonight and was out with Bonnie. So there's only going to be 2 floors. So you can see that they've got up the main structure now. So I would imagine now they're going to start on the inside stuff. So I can see within a year that's going to be up and working. And we'll probably hear a lot more information about what they're going to offer at Campusole, in the sense of, obviously it's a private hospital, but I believe also it will be serviced for if you're on a Spanish health system. So keep your ears peeled, that's what I'll say. Okay, right then. Tonight's topics. I thought I'd have a chat about a few things, because they also include me in some of these topics. One of them is the electric bill. Tomorrow's lorry strike. Spain wants to drop the 90-day rule, and the driving license and digital nomad visas. Now, these will be coming up tonight. What I will do, I'll go through the comments in a moment to see if anybody's got anything to say as well, because I don't know everything, and I unfortunately do get things wrong. So, because it happens, doesn't it? So the electric bill. Now, I think Spain's been a bit devious, really. Now, a lot of my friends, their electric bills are really cheap. I can't believe how cheap some of the electric bills are. So this year, because you listen to other people, so I went down to the Ilumbrella. I've been with them ever since I've been living here for 6 years now. Never had a problem with them, but it's always nice to try and keep your bill low. So I went down to the local shop in Mazaron. The lady could speak some English. I know what I thought. I changed my contract with them, and I got the all-day rate, cheapest chips, and yeah, great. Don't have to worry. I can put the washing machine on whenever I like, that sort of thing. Anyway, so that was back in May of this year, and I think my July bill was lower than our last year's bill. So I thought, oh, this is good. But that's because they've taken, I think when you do a new contract, you get like 10 or 20% off, something like that. So I thought, fantastic. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you the bill that I had last August. Now, this is average usually. We get a bill once a month, and you can see on there, this is about it, 96 euros, and then you got all the taxes and all the extras that they chuck on. Now, that was last year's bill. That was for August, and I was quite happy with that. And then this bill come in, which which completely doubled it, which was nuts. And this bit here, if you can see my little hand, that's, believe it or not, is the gas tax. And you can see the gas tax is 77 euros on top of the 141 that I used. Now, admittedly, I'll just take it off again now. admittedly, this year it's been a really hot summer, and we had the aircon on sometimes nearly 24/7 because it was really hot and uncomfortable. So I didn't mind, you know, paying that little bit extra. But when it came in at 240, it was a bit of a shock. I mean, I didn't really understand. I'd seen a couple of snippets about the gas tax here in Spain, and I'll try and explain it a little bit because some people say, well, hang on, we ain't got any gas. I mean, I don't use gas. They haven't got gas on camp, piped in gas, I should say, on campus. So anyway, and it's all to do with at the beginning of the year because of the Ukraine war. Gas was going, the price of gas was going through the roof, and they're saying that most of the power stations here in Spain are run on gas. So, but they wanted to keep down the gas, wanted to keep down the electric prices, I should say. And now I managed to find a Spanish headline that was done back in, if I can read it here. When you try to look for something, you never want to find it. No, I managed to find a headline. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Sorry, I found it now. Don't panic. I got it. Right, this is from a Spanish newspaper in May. No, sorry. No, this is no. Yeah, sorry. In May, government of Spain caps gas prices to lower electricity bills for households, businesses, and industry. Now, apparently, they sent me when I renewed my contract with Villabrella, they sent me an email in May. Obviously, it was in Spanish, and obviously, I didn't read it correctly. Right at the bottom, in the small print, the government have passed a rule decree that the next 3 years they're going to be putting a gas tax on your electric bill. Now, we got a Spanish translator that we use when we go to the hospital at Cartagena. She didn't know nothing about it, which interested me because obviously we don't watch the Spanish news, or I don't read the Spanish newspapers. And we give her the phone number, and she phoned up the main head office, inquiries office in the brother, and they virtually had a shouting match because she was saying it's not right. It's not. It should be charging those sort of prices. I could understand maybe a percentage, but not anyway. Didn't go anywhere. My next bill that come in for September was only €10 cheaper, and I'm going to put up our latest bill just to show you. So the gas tax has gone down to 16.87. So they've obviously, either they've had a lot of complaints, or there's been. I mean, I know there's been protesting. They've been protesting over a load of things at the moment, and this is just one of them. And so our bill now is 120, which is fantastic, but it could be a lot cheaper than that 87. So if Mark's watching, I know he is. I'm sure Mark is watching me. We're going to go down to the office hopefully this week, and we're going to have it out in the office to see if we can get the 87 down cheaper, really, because usually in October we're hardly use anything really. We haven't got obviously we ain't got the aircon on anymore, and we ain't got the fans on. And it should be more like, I think some of my friends said they had a bill like €43. So somehow we're on a higher rate. So we've got to try and knock that electric down. And the whole point of this gabble that I'm gabbling on about is, guys, you've got to complain about it. If you don't complain about it, they ain't going to do nothing. And I found this is what you have to do in Spain. If you're not happy, get down there and sort them out, because I know obviously we've got this translation problem, but there's lots of people about that can speak proper Spanish. I mean, obviously pidgin Spanish could be very much help. So I'm just saying, check your. I mean, I'm no doubt there are going to be quite a few people in there that's probably just noticed that their electric bills has gone up quite a lot. And I know a few holiday owners as well have been sort of knocked back by these charges. Now, next year, guys, everybody be paying it. So if we don't all moan about it now, nothing's going to happen, and next year it's just going to roll on, and we're all going to be. So I know, obviously, in the UK, it's a lot different there, and to me, it's all. I mean, what annoys me is these power companies are making huge amounts of profits, and they're using this, as far as I'm concerned, an excuse about the Ukraine war, when Spain doesn't use gas. I mean, they use a small percentage, if any, from Russia. They use, obviously, most of their gas comes from. You know what? I can't even think of it now. You got Morocco, and the next one along. Oh, you know what? My brain's gone dead again. Oh God. What's that place? Not Libya, but the other one. Anyway, they've got a 30-year deal with them that's supposed to be really cheap. Obviously, I know the price of gas has gone up through the roof, and maybe they're all trying to make some money out of it. But I just think it's wrong when supposedly Spain has got all this solar power now, and there's solar farms going up everywhere at the moment, and we're still paying these huge prices. And I know I always bang on about the solar panels on people's roofs that we ain't got round here, because, to be honest, they're just too expensive. You know, okay, some people got lots of money and they can just spend out 20 grand or more on solar power, and good luck to them. But a lot of us ain't got that type of money, especially us old people. Anyway, I'm going to go into the comments now. Just in case I lost anything. Okay. So I think I got far as, you know, hang on, let's have a look. Let's see. It's all right. Just bear with me. Bear with me on this. I think there's a lot of comments coming on there. I don't want to miss them all. Right, that's it. I got as far as Jim. Jim was there. Jim said good evening. I got Dane, top man as well. Tony's popped in. I Sean caught you live. Well done. You caught me live. Yes, you can catch me. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna bring up that. No, I'm gonna bring it down a bit lower. So that's it. Okay, we have sunshine now. It's melting the snow. Rob's where Rob lives, he's got snow, and it's like -10, is it? Something like that. Really, really amazing. I've got. Oh no! Come on! I know this guy. I know this guy. I know. I know this guy. He lives down the road. Oh, he's got to come to me. Oh God, Andy, that's it. Even though he's using an obscure name, I know it's Andy. Ali and Bruce are in the house. Well done, guys. We've got heard today electric going up. Well done, Cheryl. It's been going up. It's been going up all year, but I mean, obviously, it's just gone nuts at the moment. I've got Sarah. Can't wait to make the move in a couple of years. Sarah, you'd be surprised how quick time goes, and before you know it, you're here. That's the main thing. Good. Well done, Maria. I'm glad you can see me. Thank you very much. Hi, Sean. Waiting for you to sort those confusions. Yes, I know, Brian. It's a nightmare, and I think what's so wrong about these electric taxes, or what you want to call them, is how they sneaked it in. I don't think they made it known enough, and I think because there's only a small majority of us that have renewed our contracts are paying this extra tax at the moment. But by next year, you'll all be paying it, and we'll all be. I mean, the only way that you can save on electric is don't use it. I can't see that happening. Clive, top man. Steve's in the house. Well done, evening, sir. Nice to see you. I'm in the house. Well done, Jason. Peter, have you fixed your steps yet? No. It's nothing to worry about. The builder's come round. He's looked at it. It's completely safe. As long as I get my foot jammed in there and with my hand, then I'm all right. But we're going to get it done, hopefully, either sort of Christmas time, because the guy that we use, he's a bit busy at the moment. I don't want to call him some cowboys. Um, so I'm quite prepared. He said, no problem. Probably, hopefully, Peter, thanks for asking. Hopefully in January it'll be all sorted. I will keep you informed. The camera makes you look 20 years younger, says Rob. Does it? It didn't make the hair grow anymore, does it? Unfortunately, it gives me that shine across the top there, doesn't it? Maybe it's cutting out the wrinkles. That's what it's doing, isn't it? Jeff, good evening, top man. I can see on our player also. I can see I've got 61 in the house, which is amazing. I can't see anything about thumbs up on here, so I don't know how many thumbs up I got. I suppose I've only got like a couple of thumbs up, haven't I? Looking smart in my night. Yes, Andrew. This is do you know what? This is a Lee Cooper's, and I got this, believe it or not, from that famous place in Totana called Mabs. I think, because I didn't buy it myself, but I think the wife got it for €1. Can't be bad. Check it out. Andy, looking good, sounding good. That's the main thing. Top man. Peter's back in the house. Don't forget to like, guys. Yep, well done, Peter. Yep, don't forget the thumbs up. Mandy's in the house. Don't forget to hit the thumbs button. Yep. I think the thumbs button is just down there somewhere, isn't it? Somewhere down there. So don't forget. But you don't get no prizes, unfortunately. Andy, he's doing the thumbs. That's well done. Espana, yeah, the problemo de technicos. Yes, I know. I'm learning this pidgin Spanish quite well now. A bit late, but someday soon. You're not late. You're sort of we're well into the show, but you're not late. Right, we got Steve in the out. I think it's Steve. Sometimes somebody. I mean, I'm trying to remember these people. If it's not Steve, it's a Chris. Good to see you back. Yes, thank you, sir. Michael, hello everyone with the thumbs. Rob's our resident rate here is I'll be honest, I don't understand all this wattage stuff, this kilowatts or whatever. Why it can't just be all one set rate? Why certain things have to, if you certain times of the day, and this is what annoys me, going back to the electric thing, is some of these companies, what I did notice, what I did notice is that some of them are jumping on the bandwagons. Oh, join our electric company, we can get it for you cheaper, but you still got to pay the tax. So no matter how cheap you can get it with some of these people, and I know there's a few out there, I don't want to name them, but you just get tied into the contract and you end up, or they just go under. So yeah, just be careful, guys. Obviously, when people say, "Oh, we can get electric cheaper," Sean, are you revolting? Unfortunately, Keith, I've got to have the electric. I mean, if I didn't have the electric, I couldn't do this, could I? I couldn't go live. I wouldn't be able to have the internet on. So I've got to have the electric. I've got to have the light. But I'm not happy. And hopefully, if Mark's watching, me and him are popping down to the shop. I'll let you know how that goes as well. But we're popping down to, that's of course, the electric shop's still open. Probably not. Somewhere else. All right, Rob, I'm getting it. Tunisia, well done. The Chris from the French Connection. That's it. Tunisia. Is it Tunisia? I don't know. We have just received our first gas tax on our bill, says Chris and Lillian. Was it a bit of a shocker, guys? Gary, it's actually Algeria. That's the one, Gary. You got it, Algeria. Now, obviously, because Spain had, I don't know if they owned it or part of the colonial thing years ago. And I know they've got a 30-year deal with their gas. So all their gas gets shipped in. But like all things, isn't it? When they know they can make some money, they whack the price up. But Spain doesn't use it. I mean, they say they use it on their power stations, but looking at their supposedly their green friendly stuff, with the solar power and the big wind turbine thingies, they're generating more power that way. But obviously, they don't want to say that because they want to make the money, don't they? Spain imports natural gas from Algeria through two undersea. There you are. They ship it in through undersea pipelines, which nobody's blown up yet, thankfully. Um, Julia, good evening, guys. Top lady. And the coffee fund, well done, Gerald. Cheryl. Temp- temperatures up to 1 centigrade here in the US. I'll be honest, Rob, today the temperatures was 23. Not warm enough to go in the pool, even though I do know some people have been. And here he is. Here he is. Top man Steve's plugging his channel there. Check it out. How's the cooker? Fantastic, because you had a fantastic meal today out of that fresh cooker that Steve, man of all trades, fitted our cooker for nothing because he's a pal. Evening, Sean. Chris, I got you, Chris. Jason, our gas and electric used to be. Yeah, I mean, I know in the UK because my daughter's power is just going through the roof, isn't it? To me, and these companies, not unfortunately, but my wife's son actually works for one of these power companies, but it's not his fault. He's doing the job, and he's actually on the end of the phone when you phone up to complain. And he says he's getting a huge amount of people doing that, which obviously gets him down a bit. But to me, it's just so, and especially coming in the winter when they know full well we're going to be using all that power, is just not right, is it? Lecture held at 8% here in France, as mostly nuclear anyway. Got a long extension lead. Chris, I think that's the thing, innit? I think if we all went down to Big Mac or Leroy Merlin's, we could get a load of extension cables. I mean, UK's already got extension cables plugged into the UK from France, so why can't Spain do it? That's what I'd say. Good comment there, Chris. I like that. 26 thumbs up. Well done. I've got 53 in the house and I've got 26 thumbs up. I'm not complaining. Andy, top man Andy, popping in. Hi Sean, nice to see you again. And we're doing for time. We're just coming up to 10 o'clock. Well, just gone past 10 o'clock. Ola from Emma and Bob from West Yorkshire. A lovely place, I must say. Dale Boy's in the house. Evening Sean, just remember you're on. Yes, I am. I can see it. It's all on the top here. I've got 51 now. A couple of people thought they've had enough. End of broad. I've got all stuff up there. I've got. That's good. It's all looking good. Not really. One. Is that what your bill was only €1? That's not bad, is it? Obviously got that wrong. I would worry about that, Chris and Lillian. Friends, top man. Right, all right, people don't seem to realise that poor people who have to answer the calls don't set the tariff. That's very true, Chris. Very true, mate. So, I got as far as Chris. I've got all the questions. Right, so my next one is the lorry strike. Now, tomorrow, if you didn't know, guys, there's going to be a lorry strike. Now, the lorry strike doesn't sound good as well. The truck drivers in Spain to start another indefinite strike from the 14th of November, which is tomorrow. Now, as always, they had a strike. I don't know if you can remember it, but they had a strike back in March of this year. And I can remember going down to Cartagena and they just clogged up the streets. Now, they didn't do it for very long because the Spanish government stepped in and they did a deal for these guys. But they dropped on it, or whatever you call it. They backed out, and a lot of these smaller companies are suffering now because not only because they're on low wages and those sort of things, the price of diesel is going up now. I don't know if you noticed, but here in Spain, when I arrived here in Spain, diesel was always cheaper than petrol, and because of the EU, sometimes you have to moan about the EU, or the green thing, as they want to call it. And sorry for all you green people out there, but come on, diesel. They claimed diesel years ago as being cleaner than petrol, but apparently now diesel's dirty, it's filthy. So we'll whack the price up on diesel, and we all want you lot to get nice electric cars. I can't afford an electric car, especially with electric bills coming in at the moment. So anyway, because they didn't fulfil their promise with, the government didn't fulfil their promise with the lorry drivers, they're coming out on strike. And they're obviously doing it because the Black Friday thing's coming up. It's coming up to Christmas. And the only way they're going to get the government, it sounds like the government, I did hear the other day that they were stepping in to give them some sort of tax reductions and things like that. So I don't know 100% if that strike is still on tomorrow. But as far as I know, it's going to be on tomorrow. Now, obviously, with the lorry strike, that might affect, obviously, petrol stations, supermarkets, and depending on how long that goes on for, I mean, I don't know if they just picked, I would imagine they're going to cause the most chaos. So obviously, like places like Murcia and the big cities, I can't see the point of them doing it down Mazaron High Street because it's just a small place. They need to. I'm not in charge of all revolting around Spain, but I would imagine that's what they're going to do. They're going to do all the big cities, aren't they? But I don't know 100%. So, because I'm just saying, I'm an ordinary bloke. I'm only an ordinary bloke. But apparently, 14th of November is the lorry strike. And that could snowball a lot of things. So, get your toilet rolls in. Get your turkeys. It could be a hard winter, guys. But I would imagine the government's going to step in within a day, knowing them. Anyway, right. Now, somebody, if I can find it, sent me a picture. Yeah, here it is. Right. I don't want to name who that person is. They know who they are. Fantastic people, I must say. Thumbs up to them. Because I had quite a few people. Sean, is it true about they're going to scrap the 90-day rule? And I said, load of holics. They ain't going to do that. But apparently, I've been talking about it. And I'll just going to write down. Well, I was just going to read out what I've got here. Right, Spain wants to scrap the 90-day limit for UK visitors, allowing them to stay in the country indefinitely. Now, I don't mean what they mean by indefinitely. Non-EU visitors are only allowed to visit the Shuragon. I always have problems with that. To me, it sounds like a racehorse, Shuragon area countries for 90 days in every 180-day period. But Spain is set to ask the EU authorities to relax the UK holidaymakers. So that's the first bit of the con on that, because it's only, let's get rid of that. Let's go and get rid of that thing there. It's only for tourists. Now, I don't think it's going to mean holiday owners that own holiday properties there. It's only people that are coming on holiday. Now, one of the things that we in the discussions around the coffee table and things like that, you can only stay in Spain for 3 months. Anything longer, and you have to take a driving test, especially if you're outside the EU. So if you did stay longer than 90 days, then you're going to have to take a driving test. Now, I'm sure tourists, I mean, not saying tourists are going to stay here for 3 months, but if they wanted to. So personally, I would think they need to sort out the driving license thing first before they start thinking about extending the 90-day thing. Now, hopefully, no doubt somebody's going to tell me in the comments that the 90 days will probably include holiday owners here. I'm hoping it will do, because the Spain can be very vague sometimes when you put up information, and trying to find any information is pretty hard. I couldn't find, going back to the electric again. I couldn't find hardly anything on the electric really. Doesn't seem to be any big uproar, and I find that hard to believe. I can't be the only. I mean, I know there are some people have been paying €400 a month. I mean, that's just ridiculous, really. When they used to pay on average probably 100 a month. Anyway, going back to the 90-day thing. So apparently, all you people that sent me that, I must apologise. Yeah, you're right. They have been talking about. I know Valencia have been talking about this at the beginning of the year. They wanted to bring in the 180-day thing as it was before Brexit. You could stay over 180 days, which that's plenty long enough for 6 months. And also, there was supposed to be some sort of tax reduction or tax incentives for you to come here to buy a property and things like that, because they are suffering. There's no point in saying they're not. I mean, the demographics here is starting to change a bit. There's a lot more, a lot of UK, not UK, a lot, I call it, say, Brits. I'm an immigrant, I know, are going back, mainly because a lot of them have got holiday homes, and it's just not worth their hash doing the 90-day thing. So, but there's a lot of new people, French, Belgium, Holland, Spanish, obviously Spanish because they live here, Swedish people. There's loads of them, and I've noticed there's a few more restaurants and cafes sort of gone that way, which is good. But yeah, they obviously do miss us immigrants. So anyway, I will check the comments in a minute. We're all right. We're doing well. So yeah. So guys, sorry, I'll just move the piece of paper there. So you are correct. They are talking about the 90-day thing, which has been coming up a lot lately. So fingers crossed, eh? Obviously, they need to sort out a few other things. The driving license, which I'll be coming on to now, and obviously about not being fair from people that's got on long non-lucrative visa. And something else I'm going to mention in a minute, if I've got time, the digital nomad visa, which is something we will discuss in a moment. Anyway, back to the scoreboard. I've got some new comments there. I've got 58 in the house. I've got so I must be doing something right. Driving licenses, right? Okay, as always, they do it. That bloke in the embassy must get. Oh God, here we go again. Now he used to do a live video. I think he's given up on that now because he's just saying the same thing week after week. I think from May of this year, he sort of actually said by June or July it will all be sorted. Well, we're coming into Christmas now. Apparently, from information, Top Man Harvey, the DVLA in the UK are on strike. So maybe that's going to cause more problems in the works. But anyway, so anyway, the embassy guy, we're still talking. I don't know how difficult it is and all the usual blob. They haven't stepped forward any more than they have the past months or probably year, really. But I managed to get a newspaper clip from one of the Spanish state news agencies, the EFE. I don't know if it's like the Sun or like the Daily Express, so just bear with me. Anyway, a news report by Spanish state news agency EFE suggested that the hold-up could be as a result of ongoing talks over, believe it or not, Gibraltar. Which I think, to be honest, that's what it's all about. This would explain the present problem over driving licenses, which is not only a source of anger for expats or immigrants, it's also frustrating at the Foreign Office and the British Embassy in Madrid, because they never say what the problem is, other than it's ongoing discussions. It's all looking favourable. I'm sure by next week or month, it'll be sorted. So that's it on the British licenses, guys. Sorry about that. I expect some people was hoping it's going to be a little bit better. The people are falling out now. 49 now is going downhill. Have I got anything on there? No. Oh, right. I'm going to go back into the comments because we've got some new comments. Okay. Okay. Looks like I might have missed something there. All right. Was the gas tax that? Well, oh, right. I think. Yeah. Here we go. So from Chris and Lillian, that was the gas tax. So they only paid €1. You lucky buggers. €1. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about that anymore now. We're changing the subject. Jim, you're a top man. You're not that late, but we got 15 minutes. Spain is actually selling electricity to France. Our region in Spain, electric, happy with us. Our electric. See. He's laughing at me. RV is. He's laughing at me. His bill was only €55. Top man. Chris, have you heard anything about the Spain? Yeah, so we just discussed that. Chris, unfortunately, it's the same every week at the moment. No. There's still doesn't seem to be. I don't even think that the embassy guy is too embarrassed to actually do a live video anymore now, other than putting up a information to say it's still ongoing. It'd be. I don't know why they just can't be honest and just tell us what is the main reason. But we're never going to get that, are we? Planet C, there you go. The man again. More despair, more gloom. Hi, Sean from Denmark in a cold, wet Manchester. Guys, thank you very much for popping in. Top people. Chris is back again. If that happens, I'll be in my bungalow. No, things will get, as always, you got to look on the bright side of life. And that old famous saying, always look on the bright side of life. And even Sean, Malcolm and Carol, top people for popping in. Keith, Citroen, electric car. Yeah, only 8K. I mean, that's a bargain, isn't it? I don't know what they're going to say when you plug it into, I mean, what does fascinate me, I'm just looking at the time. What fascinates me, we went to McDonald's, believe it or not, one of those Spanish restaurants that we go to a lot here. And when we went in there, they had 4 electric points. Now it was all lit up. I wasn't too. I mean, I didn't go over there because I ain't got an electric car. But I did wonder, are they free, or if you got to stick your card in? And also the power packs or whatever look quite small. So yeah, interesting to know. Because I know apparently in some car parks, especially at these shopping centres, you can plug your car in, and it's supposed to be free, even though it's going to take you probably 5 hours to charge your car up. So they want you obviously to stay there. I can understand that, but I just wonder at a McDonald's, how long are you in a McDonald's for? Half an hour at the most, maybe. I don't know. I've no doubt somebody's going to... Not even the Spanish can figure it out. No, that's very true, Rob. James, can you drive them in Spain with no license like in France? Don't know what that's about, Chris, but I'm no doubt somebody else does. All right, Sean, top man. Yes, I'm all right, Dave. Oh, sorry, only because I saw I sent you one on Facebook. Top man, Dave. Hi, Sean, Cornwall, Cannons here. First time watching. Well done. We have 32 solar panels at home. Couldn't do without them. Annual electric bill. Look at that, eh? Annual electric bill. 400 for the year. I'm not jealous, but Gary, thanks for that. That's made me feel happy. Keith, did you know? Okay, so obviously Keith and Chris are talking there, so I'll miss those two. Yes, the car does only 15 kilometers per hour. Most people done for drink driving use them in France. Angela, you're a top lady with popping in. You're not too. Oh, 63 in the house. Can I believe it? And Tesco's have just started to charge for right. So obviously they're starting to cotton on now. So they just started to charge you for charging your car. Be interesting to know how much they charge you as well. But I bet that ain't cheap. 60,000 for panels. Steve's going to bring over the panels next time he's coming over. Top man. I've got a load of roof. My roof needs filling with solar panels, Steve. And not forgetting the lift. If you can't exchange your driving license, get an e-bike. Well done, Steve, for promoting your channel again with the e-bike plug-in electric bike. But can you use one of those car power points for your bike? That's the question. We will never know. Fence panels? Well, I don't want fence panels, Steve. That's no good, is it? I want solar panels. Right. So we've got 10 minutes in the house. Chris has just asked a question. Sean, you could always get Bonnie on the tread. That would never work, Chris, because Bonnie would soon cotton on after a couple of sprints around, because she's just so obstinate. Not obstinate. She's she'll say sod this and go off and have a kip. But good thinking that. I will put that to the missus. Okay, here we go. We will call you Solo Sean. Thank you, Rob. You're a top man for that. Right, my last topic, because I got like 10 minutes ago, the digital nomad visa. Now, there's been a lot of talk about this. It's been going on for a couple of years now, I think. Obviously, Spain has been on the bandwagon of this. It sounds like a lot of countries are looking at this. I'll be honest, I'm not too savvy on the whole thing. I always thought digital nomads was people that's got laptops and they're doing all their work on the laptop, and I thought that's what it's about. But looking at some of the write-ups about it, it sounds like they're looking for young entrepreneurs to invest money into small businesses like a bike company, like maybe e-bike, Steve, and setting up little businesses in rural villages. Because one of the major things that's going on in Spain at the moment, a lot of the smaller villages are just, people are leaving them, and obviously mainly to do with work. Obviously, they're moving into the big cities, so the villages have been left back. Now the government has, as always, a promise that they're going to invest by putting in like free internet stations and doctors and a school and all this stuff. But as always, it's all talk and nothing happens. So they're obviously coming up with this idea now. And at the moment, this digital nomad thing, 30 villages and towns have signed up for this deal. So it looks like you can only go to, at the moment, sounds like you can't just go anywhere. You can only go to 30 places around Spain. If you look on the internet, I think there's a site that's saying where this is happening, but still nothing definite yet. It's all got to go through the EU Commission. But what they're saying at the moment is you get like a 1-year visa, which could be extended to 2 years. You could get a 3-year visa. No discussion about how much money you got to have in your bank account. Because obviously, like a non-lucrative, you've got to have 56,000 about. I don't think they're expecting people to have that type of money in the account, but you sounds like you still got to have a quite a bit of money in your bank account. And then it also doesn't really explain about you can't just turn up. You obviously got to show some proof of what your work's going to be. On about they can give you like tax reductions and breaks and all that stuff as always, isn't it? But they still want money off you. But there's still no mention, like I just said, about what it's going to cost you personally. It's all right coming over because obviously there's a lot of people doing it, especially the van travellers doing it off grid. That's going to be a great opportunity for them. But it does seem to be that they're starting to already regulate it. So I'm going to go back to the questions because, like I said, this digital nomad thing has come up quite a few over the past year or so, and it keeps we're nearly there, but lack of information again. Right, where will we go? We got to the fence panels. I think I got to, yeah. Chris was going to mention about poor old Bonnie on the treadmill. We can call you solar. Yeah, we got that one. You need to start a buy me a solar. Yes, Michael, that sounds a brilliant idea. Look, a GoFundMe solar panel site, but don't forget, I'm not too worried about the panels. It's the batteries that's cost the money, doesn't it? Apparently, uh, they want some Del Boyd and Rodneys. They do. They need loads of. That's the only thing that's missing here in Spain is entrepreneurship. There's loads of things. It's like in this area we got quite a few touristy sites. It's like we got the guns. I mean, you got this fantastic. You got to the guns. It's all abandoned. It's massive. There's not a burger van up there. There's nothing up there. You got to go miles in the middle of nowhere. You want a drink. Well, you got to go back to the village, which is miles away. Why? Somebody up there with a little van make a fortune, but they won't have it because it's going to affect the guy down the road. Even though, when you think about it now, there's lots of restaurants obviously trying to compete with McDonald's and things like that. So they can't say it's that sort of thing. But you could make, or even set up a little tourist information office up there, and they charge you a couple of euros. They give you a leaflet or something. I don't think people mind paying that, but no, and I don't think Spain's ready for the digital nomad thing yet. But anyway, can you say hello to your wife, Tracy? She is a big fan of yours. Oh, sorry, Tracy. Good evening, top lady, big fan. Well done, Tony. I've just seen the thing. I was thinking, oh, what do I want to call my wife's not called Tracy, but Tracy. Hello. Right, how we doing? Oh, we're all right. We're still on the ball. Okay, Rob's back in. Hobler, España, Bastin, Beale, Nomada. Yes, see, that's what I thought it was, Rob. I've never seen it. Yeah, see, no, that's what I mean. No, you would think this place would be full of ice cream vans, especially for me, burger vans. No, funny enough, we did have outside a supermarket for last year. Somebody used to sell curries. You could get your curry or something, and then he disappeared. And I'm sure it's all with. You need a license, sir. You need a license for this. You need a license for that, and probably no doubt the amount of licenses that he needed cost too much, and it just wasn't worthwhile. There's no incentive there to set up a small business because it costs so much money. But anyway, ice cream vans, Chris, I'll be on it. Autonomo cost. Yep, Steve knows it. Even though the first couple of years it's like it's quite cheap, and then after the third year it's just. I think my wife one time was paying €700 a month, and it's just ridiculous, unless you got a really good business that takes off. But for a small business, you're struggling, and going back to the government again, like all governments during the COVID, they were supposed to help out a lot of businesses here didn't get no help at all. They were told to shut. They didn't get no help. They still got to pay their staff, the social security and things like that. Nothing. Right, I'm coming up to my last couple of minutes. You need to get a license for a light. Yes, see, that's exactly the same thing, Chris. You're on it. The license for the license because they love it here. Loves the bits. Anyway, I'm coming up to my ending bit now. Um, so I'm going to do another live show, as you can see there, which is in a couple of weeks' time. And I just want, because I'm working on an idea for next year, thinking about maybe people interested. So please put it below the video, not in this bit here, guys, because I'll be knocking off in a minute. Uh, I'm on about doing property sites because I know a lot of people, because we had the same problem when we was looking for property here in Spain. We drove around with a massive file of properties we want to look at, and every time we try to contact estate agents, they never bothered contacting us back, which made things difficult because when we got to these locations, they're shut in the afternoon, some of them, or they're not open at weekends, and it was just so annoying. But obviously, if you can find property on some of the, and not just the British sites, there are quite a lot of Spanish sites, and I just wanted people to be interested in that. Well, I can come up on the screen, especially on this thing. I can show you some of the property, especially in my area, anyway. I just wondered if that would be an interest to people. I think, I think that's, yeah. Anyway, that's my plan for next year. So have a think about that. 54 in the house. Well, I'm going to knock off now, guys. As always, thank you much for popping in. I've lost it now. I think I've got Antonio's license to license. So I'm just going to get it all in now. Yep. Yeah, well done, Chris. You're top man, especially the first one. Idealist is a really good one to go on there. Ali, top man, top lady. I was thinking of Ali and Brucey. That's what it was. Yep, that's it. You got it right there, Chris. It is a little bit. It sounds like adios, Toddus. Thank you, Rob. Anyway, night all. Thank you much for popping in. So don't forget. I'll catch you. Get it right in the end. Yeah. Well, you did, top man. Anyway, as always, guys, thank you much for popping in. Adios, amigos. I've just got to find the ending bit, and then. As always, I most appreciate everybody popping in tonight. Really good. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'll catch you in a couple of weeks' time.